Hello Internet! Welcome to another building tutorial on my channel, and today we're going to be focusing on interior and furniture design and how to improve the inside of your house instead of worrying about the outside. Today we're going to be working all on interior design. In my last video, my essential building tricks, I focused all on exterior design, and it left it looking a bit like this on the inside. Very empty, very hollow, and it was all about the outside, just showing the framing and the nice walls. But today we're going to liven every layer of the house and make it look nice all the way through. And we're going to do interior today, and without further ado, here we go. For today, we're going to separate all the different categories of interior design into these separate sections. First off is chairs. Chairs are a great way to improve your house because it adds a certain level of realism to your house in a place where people and guests can sit in your house, and it just adds depth into the inside of your house. An easy way to do this is just using stairs of almost any color and type, and it adds this chair-like feel. I use trapdoors and signs to make armrests, and I also use trapdoors and fences to make benches, and a bar stool that I made here. This is a typical chair you might use in a medieval setting for a esteemed guest. This is a throne that you might use in a dining hall or a medieval setting or a throne room. These two benches are what you might use in a park or some other public area or a train station, and you can use different color palettes to make them look different, but they're a nice addition. This is my attempt at making a gaming chair. It's pretty nice. You can use a different color wool and different color stairs and a different palette overall, but you can add a gaming setup or some other computer or desk, and it'll add to a modern feel to wherever it's put, as there's no gaming chairs in ancient times. And you can make a sofa like I made here, and I made pillows by making banners behind the sofa, and it makes it look like there's actual red and orange pillows there. And that's it for all the chairs and sitting areas. You can use these in pretty much any build. And that's it for all the chairs and sitting areas. This is the second section of interior design, which is tables. Tables are a great way to fill in the center space in large houses and where there's lots of room. As you can see, I can use carpet as a tabletop using string underneath the table, or I can use trapdoors as another type of tabletop. Here I'm using stairs and slabs to make a table out of stone, and the reason I do this is because it's one block and it allows me to place items on top of it, unlike the other two tables that I mentioned recently. This table is a more sturdy looking and taller table, and it can be used in certain houses. This is a bar that I made, and I used the bar stools from the chairs section, and you can see how I use the bar stool and the bar itself as a table. You can complement it into a build. This is a type of restaurant table that you might find, and it's round and it can fit lots of people. This table is something that you might use as a desk. As you can see, there's books in the back, and there's a book on the desk. This is a long table that you might use for feasts, and you might put in a feasting hall, for instance. This is the third section of interior design, beds. You can use the traditional red bed that has been in Minecraft for years and years, but it doesn't exactly fit everyone's tastes. You have to have something around it, a head to the bed, something that makes it more realistic, like a bed in real life. And for instance, a four-poster canopy bed. And I even added a spring-like feel to it, making it bouncy using slime blocks underneath red carpets. And I used banners as the curtains around the bed. Of course, I used white. You do not have to use white. In fact, it probably would look better with a different color. These are two miniature-sized but functional bunk beds that you could use in tight spaces in your builds, and they could be good in some small room. This is a bigger sized bunk bed. It has storage, and it even comes with this more thatched underneath of the top bed, and it makes it look like it's being held up by something. This is a very traditional four-poster bed that you might use in a master bedroom, and it's very traditional, just for normal rooms. And this is a cradle you could use for a baby or for a nursery room. This is more of a kid-sized bed or for a teenager. It isn't four-poster, it just has a head to the bed, and it's a simpler design. This is a hammock. As I'm using a ceiling for it to be hanging off of, but you can easily modify this design to connect it to trees or to some other structure to have it hanging off of. And that is all the beds. Of course, you can change the color palettes to fit them better to your builds, and of course there's different styles of beds. This is the fourth and final section of the interior design. It is wall decoration. This is so important because it decorates the walls in your base and it clears up all that space. As you've seen, there is bookcases you can make. There's a closet that you saw there with the armor stands, and you can even make a clock, and that's cool because it's functional. And then there's this cool bookcase that I found on the internet and I don't take credit for. This is so cool because not only can you have the bookcases, but you can also have storage and cool accessories on and underneath the bookcases, and you have so much room to just put items and decorations. And of course there's the TV. This you can put in a family room or an area where you want to have your TV set, and you see on the sides I have speakers, and underneath there's bookcases. This is an example of how to decorate staircases. You can put storage, which is an important thing to have in all your bases, honestly. And you see I'm using bookcases a lot, but that's because books are such an essential part in any house, so having those is always important. Then of course there's paintings, and no, on this one there isn't a hidden entrance, but you can do that, of course. And then there's computers. Computers are always fun to make. This is just a basic one that I made right off the top of my head. There's a printer, keyboard and mouse, and screen. And that's all of the wall decorations that I could think of right now and here. And that concludes all of the interior design. But now it's time to use all of these ideas and put them in one room. And that's what I'm about to do right now. Hey, I'm back. And this is my final product. You can see here I've added the long table and the chairs with the armrests, and I've added the painting at the end of the room. I've added the giant chairs with the tables in front of them, and of course the giant throne, and I've made this huge feasting hall, and I've combined all the elements, and it may seem like it's very fancy and intricate, but in all reality, I have only used items that I have used throughout this video, and I've used tables and chairs and combined them into one scene, and it's really enhanced this structure, this room, and the interior goes so far. And I want to say thank you guys for watching, and please consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to me, and goodbye. See you next time.